to enhance national unity and promote economic development without alienating of government was tackled by reforming, that is, refurbishing the federal structure introduced by the 1935 Reforms Act. Hello, my dear students. Please listen to me. This is the most important class. Today I have to conclude the tests, that is non-violent movements after Gandhi and post-Gandhian scenario. Myself, Dr. Vivekananda Singh, Assistant Professor of Political Science. I have been continuing as a counselor of IGNO, that is in the study center of Jatiya Kavi Biro Kishore Government College, Cuttack. Be cooperative with us so far as the teaching and learning process is concerned. You might have known Hello, Sasmita.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why are you late today?
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ମୁଁ ଲଗେଇଥିଲି କେହି ଆସିନଥିଲେ ପୁଣି ଇଏ କଲି ପାଞ୍ଚଟା
ସେ ନେଟ୍ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ରହିଛି। ମୁଁ ପୁରା ତାକୁ ଫୋନ ଫାନ କରିକି ଲାଗିକି ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ବି କରିନଥିଲେ। ମୁଁ କି କଥା ଇଏ ବୁଝିଲ ତ? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
ଆଉ ଆଜି କେହି ବି ଆଉ ଜଏନ କରିନାହାନ୍ତି ନା?
ସିଏ ପୁରା କଣ ପୂଜା ଦଶହରା ପାଇଁ ଭାବିଲେ ଛୁଟି ହେଇଗଲା ନା କଣ?
ଭାବିଛନ୍ତି ବୋଧେ।
ଆଉ ସମସ୍ତେ ଏମିତି ରହିଲେ ହବ? ହଉ, ଏବେ ଶୁଭୁଛି ତ ଠିକ ସେ?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ହଉ, ତେଣୁ I am again introducing myself Dr. Vivekananda Singh, Assistant Professor of Political Science and continuing as a counselor in the JKBK Government College Study Center, Cuttack. So far as the today's discussion is concerned, we have to discuss regarding non-violent movements after Gandhi and post-Gandhian scenario. The most important thing is, that is post-Gandhian scenario, and that is the most important thing. So try to understand one thing. Whenever we are talking about this, try to understand regarding our constitution. The Constitution of India provides for a parliamentary system in which the lower house of the parliament, the lower house of the parliament is known as what? What is the name of lower house of the parliament? Sushmita, please speak. Please answer this.
Lok Sabha.
Yes, thank you. You are good. So try to understand. Actually, Lok Sabha represents the sovereign people of India. So it is the highest legislative organ. And the upper chamber of the Indian Parliament is known as Council of States. That is in Hindi, Rajya Sabha. That is the upper chamber. Are you clear? Then try to understand, the Lok Sabha is the highest law-making body of the country and enjoys equality of status with the Rajya Sabha, except the matter of money bills, which can originate only in the Lok Sabha. The people's will is supposed to reign supreme in Lok Sabha through the members of the parliament. They elect are their representatives. When called for the exercise, their franchise is moved by their reaction to the acts of omissions and commissions of the party in power. ବୁଝୁଛୁ ନା ବୁଝୁନି? ମୁଁ
ସାର୍
କଣ କହିଲି?
ବୁଝିବାକୁ ନା ଏଇଟା ଆମର ଇଏ ବହିରେ ନାହିଁ ନା ନା ଅଛି ଏ ବହିର
ଅଛି
ଇଏରେ
ଆମର ଯେତେବେଳେ ତୁମେ ପଢିବ most, that means whenever you will assess the achievements and the vulnerabilities and the problems, so far as the question is concerned regarding to evaluate that the performance regarding post-Gandhian scenario,
ହଁ ହଁ
that
ଇଏ
is
ଫାଷ୍ଟ
that
ପୋଷ୍ଟ
is the use of non-violent movements. This is the
ଆଜ୍ଞା
most important thing. So this is not only the first chapter. This is related with your last chapter, because
ଲାଷ୍ଟ
what you have read in your first chapter, that is the aims and objective and total picture of the topic.
ଆଜ୍ଞା
That means at a glance. What is the preamble? Preamble means what? Preamble is the reflection of the constitution. Preamble is the mirror of the constitution. If you read the preamble, you can get knowledge regarding constitution in yourself. ବୁଝୁଛୁ ନା ବୁଝୁନି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ସେମିତି ପ୍ରଥମ ଚାପ୍ଟର ତୁମେ ଧରିଲ, ଠିକ ଧରିଛ। ପ୍ରଥମ ଚାପ୍ଟର ହିଁ ଆମକୁ ଶୋ କରୁଛି ଯେ ଆମେ କଣ ପଢିବା, କଣ ବିଷୟବସ୍ତୁ ଅଛି ଏବଂ କଣ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ରହିଛି। ଆମେ ଯଦି ଏଇଠି ଅନୁଧ୍ୟାନ କରି ଜାଣିବା ଯେ ଭାରତ ବର୍ଷରେ ଆମର ପାର୍ଲାମେଣ୍ଟାରୀ ଡେମୋକ୍ରେସି ରହିଛି। ଆମେ ନନ୍ ଭାଉଲେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କଣ? ଅହିଂସା।
ଅହିଂସା
ନନ୍ ଭାଉଲେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କଣ? ଅହିଂସା।
ଅହିଂସା
ଭାଉଲେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ କଣ? ହିଂସା।
ହିଂସା
ଆମେ ନନ୍ ଭାଉଲେଣ୍ଟ ୱେରେ କଣ ସବୁ ଆଚିଭମେଣ୍ଟ କରିଛେ ବା କଣ ସବୁ ପାଇବା, କଣ ସବୁ ଦରକାର ଅଛି।
ସାର୍ ଆଉ ଜଣେ
ଇଏ
ଜଏନ୍ ହେଲେ।
ଅରୁନ୍ଧତୀ, ୱେଲକମ୍ ଅରୁନ୍ଧତୀ। Are you listening to me, Arundhati?
Yes, sir.
Why you have not attended the last 3 classes? Please tell me.
Sorry, sir. I didn't receive the message.
Actually, try to understand my feeling. IGNOU, that is the one of the central university, and you are the student of that university. And IGNOU is spending crores of rupees so far as the teaching and learning process is concerned. And if you will not participate, even if you are an educated being, what will be the future of our nation? So actually, I do feel happy as you have joined in the last class, last but not the least. So I welcome you. Myself, Dr. Vivekananda Singh. Are you listening to me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, myself, Dr. Vivekananda Singh, Assistant Professor of Political Science and continuing as a counselor in the JKVK Study Center, JKVK Government College Study Center, Cuttack. I am discussing the non-violence methods to achieve the goal in the post-Gandhian era. ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କ ପରେ, ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନରେ ଅହିଂସା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ କିପରି ଆମେ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟରେ ପହଞ୍ଚି ପାରିବା, ଅହିଂସା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ କିପରି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ସମସ୍ୟାର ସମାଧାନ ହେଇପାରୁଛି, ଅହିଂସା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ସମଗ୍ର ବିଶ୍ୱରେ କିପରି ଭାବରେ ଶାନ୍ତି ଓ ପ୍ରଗତି ଆସିପାରିଛି, ସେହି ବିଷୟରେ ଆଲୋଚନା ଏକ ସୁନ୍ଦର ବିଷୟବସ୍ତୁ। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ସମସ୍ତେ ଯୋଡ଼ି ହେବା, ଶୁଣିବା ଏବଂ ନିଜର ଜ୍ଞାନର ପରିସୀମାକୁ ବଢ଼େଇବା। ଠିକ ନା ଭୁଲ ଅରୁନ୍ଧତୀ?
ଠିକ sir.
ହଁ, ତମର ଆଉ ଜଣେ ସାଙ୍ଗ ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତା ଜଏନ କରିଛନ୍ତି। ଯାହା ହଉ ତମେ 2 ଜଣ ହେଇଗଲ। ଆଗରୁ ପିଲାମାନଙ୍କୁ ଆମେ ୱେଟ୍ କରି ରହୁଛୁ, ପିଲାମାନେ କ୍ଲାସ କରୁନାହାନ୍ତି। ଇନ୍ଦିରା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ ଜାତୀୟ ବିଶ୍ୱବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟ, ଜାତୀୟ ମୁକ୍ତ ବିଶ୍ୱବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟ କେତେ ଟଙ୍କା ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଛି ତୁମମାନଙ୍କର କ୍ଲାସ ପାଇଁ, ତୁମମାନେ ଯୋଡି ହଉନା, ଦୁଃଖଦାୟକ ଘଟଣା। ଯାହା ହଉ ଶେଷ କ୍ଲାସରେ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଛ, ମୁଁ ଖୁସି ବ୍ୟକ୍ତ କରୁଛି। ତେଣୁ ଆସ ଆମେ ପଢିବା ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କ ବିଷୟରେ। ସିଭିଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟସ କେମିତି ହେଇଛି ୟୁନାଇଟେଡ୍ ଷ୍ଟେଟ୍ସରେ, ସିଭିଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟସ କେମିତି ହେଇଛି ସାଉଥ ଆଫ୍ରିକାରେ, ସିଭିଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟସ କେମିତି in other parts of the world ହେଇଛି। ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ ସିଭିଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ denotes the rights of individual to equal protection under the laws of the land and equal access to public amenities and services in society. Civil rights differ from civil liberties. Significantly, civil liberties involve freedom of speech and expression and other freedoms of citizens, the citizens that are protected from the possible violation by governments. Civil rights, on the other hand, refer to individual members or groups, whatever racial, religious, and others. Hello, Chinmay. Hello, Chinmay. You are welcome. Hello, Chinmay. Listening to me? Are you listening to me or not?
Yes, sir.
କ'ଣ you join in our class so far as the last class is concerned? Why you are absent in the last 3 classes? What are the cause behind it? This is the most important class, but you have not joined. ତୁମେ କାହିଁକି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଜଏନ୍ କରିନା ସବୁ ଆଗରୁ? ଯାହା ହଉ ଶେଷ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଜଏନ୍ କଲ, ମୁଁ ଖୁସି ବ୍ୟକ୍ତ କରୁଛି, କିନ୍ତୁ ଦୁଃଖ ଲାଗୁଛି ଲକ୍ଷ ଲକ୍ଷ ଟଙ୍କା ଇଗ୍ନୋ ଆମର ସମ୍ମାନନୀୟ ଇନ୍ଦିରା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ ଜାତୀୟ ମୁକ୍ତ ବିଶ୍ୱବିଦ୍ୟାଳୟ ଖର୍ଚ୍ଚ କରୁଛି ତୁମମାନଙ୍କର ପଢ଼ା ଲେଖାରେ, କିନ୍ତୁ ତୁମେମାନେ ତାର ଉପଯୋଗ କରୁନା। ହଁ, ଚିନ୍ମୟୀ, ତୁମେ କୋଉଠାରୁ ଆସୁଛ, କୋଉଠି ରହିକି କ୍ଲାସ୍ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରୁଛ? You are from which place?
Sir,
Hello,
Ganjam.
Ganjam. And Arundhati, you are from which place?
Baleswar.
Acha, thank you. Ganjam, Baleshwar, and Smita is from Bhubaneswar. দাও ঠিক ଅଛି, ଆମେ ଗଞ୍ଜାମ, ବାଲେଶ୍ୱର, ଭୁବନେଶ୍ୱର ଯୋଡ଼ି ହେଇଗଲେ, ତାମାନେ ସାରା ଓଡ଼ିଶା ସହିତ ଯୋଡ଼ି ହେଇଗଲେ। ତେଣୁ ଏଇଟା ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗିଲା। ଲାଷ୍ଟ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ ତୁମେମାନେ ସବୁ ଯୋଗ ଦେବା। ଆଉ ପୂର୍ବ କ୍ଲାସ୍ରେ ଯାହା ହଉ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦେବି ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତାକୁ, ସେ ଏକୁଟିଆ ହଉ ସେଇ ଗୋଟିଏ ବାଣୀ, ଯଦି ତୁମାର କଥା କବି ନ ଶୁଣେ ତେବେ ଏକଲା ଚଲୋ ଏକଲା ଚଲୋ ଏକଲା ଚଲୋଡ଼ି ସେଇ ନ୍ୟାୟରେ ଆମେ ଚାଲିଥିଲୁ। ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତା ମଧ୍ୟ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଥିଲା ସେଇ ଏକଲା ଚଲୋ ଏକଲା ଚଲୋ ଏକଲା। Hello, Chinmayi, Arundhati, Suchismita, are you listening to me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There are some internet, there means a misconnection. From that point of view, problem arises. Try to understand one thing. So far as the history of civil rights movements in the United States is concerned, you can think about that the USA Constitution recognizes various rights of the individual, and that is known as Bill of Rights. That means the fundamental rights in your constitution is known as the Bill of Rights in American Constitution. तुम जानिଛ ନା ଜାଣିନା? ଆମେ ଯାହାକୁ ଫଣ୍ଡାମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ କହୁଛୁ ତାକୁ ଆମେରିକାରେ କ'ଣ କୁହାଯାଏ? ବିଲ୍ ଅଫ ରାଇଟ୍ସ। କ'ଣ କୁହାଯାଏ? ଖାତା ଧର ଲେଖ, ଖାଲି କ'ଣ ବସିଛ ନା କ'ଣ? ବିଲ୍ ଅଫ ରାଇଟ୍ସ, BILL, ବିଲ୍ ଅଫ ରାଇଟ୍ସ, OFRIGHTS। ବିଲ୍ ମାନେ କ'ଣ? ଅଧିକାର ପୁଚ୍ଛ। ଆମେ ତାକୁ ଫଣ୍ଡାମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ କହୁଛୁ। Try to understand 1776. There was the Declaration of Human Rights. America is the first country in the world. America is the first state in the world who speaks regarding the rights and liberties of the individual. That is Declaration of Human Rights. ବୁଝୁଛୁ ନା ବୁଝୁନି? ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ସେଇ ସିଭିଲ ରାଇଟ୍ସ କଥା କହୁଛୁ, ଆମେ ସେଇ ବିଲ୍ ଅଫ ରାଇଟ୍ସ କଥା କହୁଛୁ। That individual freedom is there, individual freedom of expression is there, individual freedom of speech is there, individual freedom of assembly is there, individual is the freedom of practice of religion is there. So all the American citizens have not been able to exercise this freedom since decades to acquire equal rights with other fellow citizens, more specifically Native American women, Africans. Then try to understand so far as the that means say different situation is concerned. That is Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, and many other in the USA had to lunch and sustain long struggles to achieve political and social equality. So these groups, what is these groups? What group? That means, as I discuss, all these groups. Okay, try to understand one thing that you can find. That means whenever I am talking this, after prolonged discriminations, have been able to achieve in legal terms the equal protection of law, equal access to public amenities, and equal rights to vote, even if as the US laws do not discriminate against individuals on the grounds of race, gender, ethnicity, or religion anymore. But the civil rights movements in the USA, particularly during the 1950s and 1960s, try to understand that primarily sought to afflict the African American associates civil rights to them, legal equality, and not translate into de facto equality until civil rights movements succeeded in their goals. The history of Americans, the history of America is witness to the fact that disadvantaged groups rarely achieved legal equality. Without a struggle, powerful groups always resist granting disadvantaged aspect on the whole. So in this context, try to understand clearly whenever we are talking about these problems, one thing is sure, that the non-violent movements, so far as the non-violent method is concerned, in order to achieve the goal, even if in the post-Gandhian era, the most important thing is everyone has to associate themselves with the principle of truth and non-violence. Because if there is an analysis regarding non-violence and truth, we can get the results. This is the composition of God. God is where? God in the God is in non-violence. God is in, that means what? Truth. So try to understand one thing. Whenever we are talking about this, the most important thing is here. We have to understand what we have to understand. That means whenever whenever we are talking about the Buddha movements or the even if the freedom struggle movements, that is non-cooperation movements, Quit India movement, all these things, all these movements, you can find whenever there is the implementation of non-violent method that was successful, whenever there is the interference of violent method, that became fail. For example, you might have known in the non-cooperation movements when there was the Chori Chura incidents in UP, what happened? In the Chori Chura incidents, that means the innocent police people were killed. Then that is in the Gorakhpur district. Then Mahatma Gandhi declared the end of non-cooperation movements, and that was suspended because there was the interaction of violent attitudes, violent actions in the non-violent method. Another thing you will find here, that is, you can think another thing is here. So now try to understand one thing. So far as the situation is concerned, ମୁଁ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା କହିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁଛି, my dear students, please listen to me. ଆମର ସଦାବେଳେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବା ଉଚିତ, ମୁଁ ଖାତା ଦେଖିଲା ବେଳେ ଦେଖିଛି, ଯଦି ଆମେ concept, if your concept is clear, if our concept is clear, automatically we can get good marks. How? That means our understanding is fine. Then we can get good result. So important thing is here. That is, whenever we are talking about this, ওই সেটি কইবি মোটা একটু সেটি এ শোনো শোনো ଗୋଟେ କଥା ମନେ ରଖିବା ଉଚିତ ମୋ ପ୍ରିୟ ଛାତ୍ରୀ ମାନେ ଛାତ୍ରଛାତ୍ରୀ ମାନେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଆମର କନସେପ୍ଟ କ୍ଲିୟର ହେଇଯିବ ଆମେ ଜାଣିପାରିବା ବିଷୟବସ୍ତୁ ଉପରେ ଆମର ଜ୍ଞାନ ଆହରଣ ହବ ଏବଂ ଆମେ ଭଲ ନମ୍ବର ପାଇବା। ମୁଁ ଖାତା ଦେଖିଲା ବେଳେ ଦେଖିଛି ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା, ଆମେ ଖାତା ଦେଖିଲା ବେଳେ ଏଇଆ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ଚାହୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଛାତ୍ର ବା ଛାତ୍ରୀର ଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡାର୍ଡକୁ ନିରୂପଣ ସେତିକି ବେଳେ କରୁ ଆମେ ଜାଣୁ ସେ ବିଷୟ ଉପରେ କେତେ ଜ୍ଞାନ ଅଛି ବା ଜ୍ଞାନ ଆହରଣ କରିଛି ତାହା ତା ଲେଖାରୁ ଜଣାପଡେ। ମୁଁ କାହିଁ କହିଲି ଆମେ ଯୋଉ ବିଷୟବସ୍ତୁ ପଢୁଛେ ମୁଁ ଓଡିଆରେ ବି କହୁଛି ଆପଣମାନେ ସମସ୍ତେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଥିବେ ଯେ ଅହିଂସା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ କିପରି ଭାବରେ ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟରେ ଆମେମାନେ ପହଞ୍ଚି ପାରିବା ବା ପହଞ୍ଚି ପାରିଛି ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କର ଅବର୍ତ୍ତମାନରେ ବା ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କର ପରେ ଯାହାର ଓଡିଆ ଅର୍ଥ ହଉଛି ଏହା ଆମେ ଇଂରାଜୀରେ ଯାହାକୁ କହୁଛୁ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଇଜ କଣ କହୁଛୁ ନା ନନ୍ ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟସ ଆଫ୍ଟର ଗାନ୍ଧୀ ହେଲା, ନନ୍ ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟସ ଆଫ୍ଟର ଗାନ୍ଧୀ। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ ନନ୍ ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ ଗୋଟିଏ କଥା କହିଛନ୍ତି, ମୁଁ ବହି ପଢ ବିଭିନ୍ନ ବହି ପଢ ଜାଣିପାରିବ, ଖାଲି ତୁମର କୋର୍ସେସ୍ ଅଫ ଷ୍ଟଡି ଯାହା ରହିଛି ଟେକ୍ସଟ ବୁକ୍ ସେୟା ପଢିଲେ ହବନି, ଆମକୁ ରେଫରେନ୍ସ ପଢିବାକୁ ପଡିବ। ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ କହିଲେ କଣ, ଯେମିତି ତୁମେ ଜାଣିଛ two molecule of oxygen and one molecule of two molecule of hydrogen and one molecule of oxygen mixed each other and forms of water, ସେମିତି ଗଡ୍ ର ମଧ୍ୟ କମ୍ପୋଜିସନ କହିଛନ୍ତି। କିଏ କହିଛନ୍ତି? ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ କହିଛନ୍ତି। ଈଶ୍ୱର, ଆମେ ବର୍ତ୍ତମାନ ଦୁର୍ଗା ପୂଜାରେ ମା ଦେବୀଙ୍କୁ ପୂଜା କରୁଛୁ, ମା ଦୁର୍ଗା ଦେବୀଙ୍କୁ, ସେ ବି ଈଶ୍ୱର, କିନ୍ତୁ ଈଶ୍ୱର ହଉଛନ୍ତି ଗୋଟିଏ। ଆଜ ଭଗବାନ ଶ୍ରୀରାମ କୃଷ୍ଣ ସ୍ପିକ୍ସ, ଯେ କାଳି ଯେ ଶ୍ରୀରାମ, ସେ ହଉଛନ୍ତି ଆଲ୍ଲାହ, ସେ ବୁଦ୍ଧ, ସେ ଗୌତମ, ସେ ଦୁର୍ଗା, ସେ ହଉଛନ୍ତି ସବୁ ପରମାତ୍ମା ଏକ ଏବଂ ଅଭିନ୍ନ ପରମାତ୍ମା। that is the supernatural power, he resides everywhere ଏବଂ ତାଙ୍କର ଗୋଟେ କମ୍ପୋଜିସନ ରହିଛି। ଯେମିତି ଆମର ବଡିର କମ୍ପୋଜିସନ ଅଛି, ବ୍ଲଡ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର, ଫ୍ଲେଶ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର, ବୋନ୍ ଇଜ ଦେୟାର, water is there, then our body is formulated, body is constructed like this. There is also elements of the gods. What are these elements? Two elements there that has been written by Mahatma Gandhi in his writing so far as the young age in India is concerned. Young India is journal. What he has written? Whenever I search God in non-violence, truth speaks. Find out to me. Whenever I search God, in truth, non-found speaks. Find out to me. So that is the good relationship between, that is non-violence and truth. These are contradictory to each other. These are complementary each other. These are interrelated each other, just like the opposite side of one coin. What is this? Non-violence and truth. Hello, my dear students. Perhaps the recording has been stopped. Yes or no? Suchasmita, Chinmay, Arundhati?
Yes.
Recording both houni ignore. Show କରୁନି, ଟିକେ ମୁଁ ସକ୍ସେସଫୁଲ ହବନି, ଆମେ ଟିକେ ଗୋଟେ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ମୁଁ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ଡିଷ୍ଟର୍ବ କରୁଛି, ଟିକେ ମୁଁ କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ଆମର ମାନେ ରେକର୍ଡିଂ ଯେ ଏକ୍ସପର୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି, ଗୋଟେ ମିନିଟ। Hello, Suchismita, Arundhati, Chinmay, thank you all for your patient hearing. ମୁଁ ଏବେ କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ କରୁଥିଲି ସେମାନଙ୍କ ସହିତ, ସେମାନେ କହିଲେ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ଆପଣ କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରନ୍ତୁ। ଓକେ, କାରଣ ଆମର ଯେହେତୁ ଏଇଟା ଗଭର୍ଣ୍ଣମେଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ରୋଗ୍ରାମ, ଏଭ୍ରିଥିଙ୍ଗ ସୁଡ୍ ବି ରେକର୍ଡେଡ। Then come to our discussion. So whenever we are talking about this, actually, so far as this paper is concerned, whenever you are talking about MGPE-007, actually, I may discuss with you 2 words only, that the topic is, the test is concluded. This paper is concluded with 2 words. One is truth, another is non-violence. One is truth, another is what? Non-violence. Try to understand my feelings. ତେଣୁ come to the discussion. ତେଣୁ ଆମେ truth ଜାଣିବା, non-violence ଜାଣିବା, ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ସକ୍ସେସ୍ ହେଇଯିବା। ଯଦି truth ଏବଂ non-violence ଆମେ ଜାଣିଗଲେ ଏବଂ ତାର ଆପ୍ଲିକେସନ୍ ଜାଣିଗଲେ, ଆମେ ଏ ପେପରଟା ସବୁ ଭଲ ମନେ ରଖିବା। ସେ ଯାହା ବି ହଉ ନା କାହିଁକି, ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ପେପର ପଢୁଛେ, ଯେତେ ଗୁଡ଼ିଏ ଚାପ୍ଟର ଆମର ଅଛି, ପ୍ରଥମ ଯୋଉ ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଥାନ୍ତା, ବଢିଆ ବଢିଆ ମୁଁ କ୍ଲାସ୍ ନେଇଥାନ୍ତେ, ମୋର ବହୁତ ଭଲ ଲାଗେ ମତେ ଏଇ ଚାପ୍ଟରଟି, ଆମେ ଜାଣିବା ଉଚିତ, ବହୁତ ବଢିଆ ହେଇଥାନ୍ତା। ଯାହା ହଉ ତୁମେ ମାନେ କିଛି ଯୋଗ ଦେଇଛ ଶେଷ କ୍ଲାସରେ। ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତାକୁ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ ଦେବି, ସେ ପୁରା ରେଗୁଲାରଲି କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ କରୁଛି, କ'ଣ କରିବ ଆଉ, ସେ ଆଉ ଅନ୍ୟମାନେ ଯୋଗ ଦଉନାହାନ୍ତି, ସେ ଟିକେ ମାନେ ସଫୋକେଟେଡ୍ ଫିଲ୍ କରୁଛି। ତେଣୁ ଆମେ ପୋଷ୍ଟ ଗାନ୍ଧିଆନ ସିନାରିଓରେ ଯୋଉ ନନ୍-ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ୍, ନନ୍-ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ମେଥଡ୍ ରହିଛି, ତାର ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଆମେ ଯଦି ପଢିବା, ସେଟା ଲିଡରସିପ୍ ଆଣ୍ଡ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନାଲ ପାଟର୍ନ ହଉ, डायनामिक्स स्ट्रैटेजीज एंड आउटकम्स हो, सोशल एंड इकोलॉजिकल इश्यूज हो, भूदान मूवमेंट हो, टोटल रिवोल्यूशन हो, प्रोहिबिशन मूवमेंट्स हो, फार्मर्स मूवमेंट्स हो, चिपको मूवमेंट हो, नर्मदा बचाओ आंदोलन, तेहरी डैम मूवमेंट हो, साइलेंट वैली मूवमेंट हो, वाटर कंजर्वेशन मूवमेंट हो, सिविल राइट्स मूवमेंट्स इन द यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स हो, ग्रीन पीस मूवमेंट्स इन यूरोप हो, एंटी अपार्थाइड मूवमेंट इन साउथ अफ्रीका हो, बुझे ना, इवन इफ सॉलिडारिटी मूवमेंट इन पोलैंड हो. So these movements have been successful and they have achieved their goal through the means of non-violent methods. So this is the clear-cut finding that Gandhism has relevance even in today. Gandhism has relevance even today. That means you may discuss about these things. That may be Greenpeace movement or Sipco movement, prohibition movement, Bhudan movement, or solidarity movement in Poland, or anti-apartheid movement in South Africa. That is a black and a white erase. Everything that becomes successful. So in this context, my dear students, please remember one thing is here, that you have to taken some responsibility. Whenever we are talking about any issue, these are the important things that we have to solve. Because whenever there is a discussion, that means the application of civil rights, Bill of Rights, what are the point of discussion? Why are you discussing this? Please tell me. Actually, the point is the prevention of civil rights, or that may be the history of the US civil rights movement. You have to go back to history. History serves the raw material of political science. History serves the laboratory problem of political science, library problem. ରଖିଛି ବଡ ଛୋଟ ପଡିଆ କଥା ଥାଳିଲେ ନାହିଁ କ୍ଲାସ ତେଣୁ try to understand my dear students. ଆମେ ଏଠି କଣ ଦେଖୁଛେ? That means number of movements that expands new groups come into existence and new rights are manufactured to acknowledge the group and decide on the constitutionality of the rights that it seeks to protect and uphold. So, try to understand one thing: the American political system provided enough space to civil rights activists and even incorporated their agenda as a flanks in the platform of major parties. Referendums, initiatives, legislations, and court verdicts have all been used either to support or oppose the issues raised by the civil rights activities. ବୁଝିପାରିଲ ନା ନାହିଁ? ଆମେରିକାରେ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛି ଆମେରିକାରେ ତାଙ୍କର ସମ୍ବିଧାନ ଆମେରିକାର ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତା ସଂଗ୍ରାମ 1776 ମସିହାକୁ ପଳେଇ ଯାଅ ସେଠି ଚିନ୍ତା କରିପାରିବ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରୁଛୁ ମନୁଷ୍ୟର ଅଧିକାର ବିଷୟରେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରାହଉଛି ବିଶ୍ୱରେ ପ୍ରଥମ ରାଷ୍ଟ୍ର ଆମେରିକାର ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ ଜର୍ଜ ୱାସିଂଟନ ବା କେନେଡି କୁହ ଆବ୍ରାହମ ଲିଙ୍କନ କୁହ ବାଇ ଦି ପିପଲ ଅଫ ଦି ପିପଲ ଫର ଦି ପିପଲ ଯାହା ବି ଆମେ କହୁନା କାହିଁକି everything depends on that. Whenever the question arises, whenever we are talking about that the emerging situations in our country, whenever the question of that is civil rights is concerned, or the question of any movements that American politics is concerned, we can find that means nowhere, even if the American civil rights movements in understanding the degree of development in non-American societies. So, the use of non-violent methods that has measured the degree of urbanization or industrialization, or we can say modernization, which has been taken place in the society so far as the emerging Indian situation is concerned. So in that context, the very important thing is here that even if the society that may be point of analysis, whenever we are talking about even if the environmental problems, as you might have known that the global environmental movements and various national and international policies, even if try to understand, whenever we are talking about that the South Africa, or we are talking about the apartheid laws so far as before 1948 is concerned, even if we are talking about what is that, the origin of the means so far as apartheid movement is concerned, or whenever we are talking about the different things, that is the South African Communist Party, or whenever we are talking about that is the struggles against apartheid, so far as the the various methods is concerned. That means whenever Indian National Congress or Pan-African Congress that decided to follow the principles of non-violence and to achieve the goal. Here you can find the most important thing is here that as a result of growing opposition to apartheid regime, the government declared a state of emergency in some parts of South Africa in July 1985, which lasted for 6 months. Then try to understand. That means the role of the United States, United Nations, and its impacts. Even if everything you will find, so far as 1977 is concerned, if you to go back to history, just I am giving you the knowledge at a glance regarding the tests. So please be cooperative with me because you may not feel bored if you will come contact with every chapter of this test. I am just highlighting, I am giving you the tailor, just like the preamble of the Constitution in nutshell about the chapter. So you can get one thing. So that means whenever there is any conclusion, so far as the discussion is concerned, it can be said that due to the double standards of the policies, okay, of number of states, member of states which are governed by their national interests, lack of strong political will and sincerity in their approach, and the lack of unanimity among great powers, the apartheid system remain intact so long. But we should not be pessimistic to conclude that the UN impact was nil to or minimal on the UN influence. One can agree with the policy of apartheid. The question of human rights would likely to have long ago disappeared from the active agenda of the United Nations. So one of the most important thing is here. That means whenever we are talking about South Africa, whenever we are talking about discrimination, that which was an official policy of the white humanity government for over 8 years, Gandhi led foundation. Okay, and another thing we'll find that means so far as the topic is concerned, this means the liberation and Marxism might be both be considered successful transitional social movement. Neither of these are the global efforts that so far as arms garnet is concerned. Then come to the discussion. Whenever we are talking about this, the most important thing is here. Whenever we are talking about the fall of communism, I even if there means the Catholics' conscience and history, they may, even if Soviet uh, officials, then the shape of the struggle influence abroad. So another thing is here. That means the underground trades. So the solidarity, even we can make the discussion regarding the that is whenever we are talking about the underground trades or that means last but not the least, that is the most important thing is here. The that means whenever we are talking about that is or if you will look the components of solidarity, we can say that each of them played out in very different ways. First of all, as a national liberation movement, it was an unprecedented success. Poland liberated not just itself, but all other nations of the former Soviet bloc. Certainly, Hungary and Czech Republic had a role to play, but without solidarity, both in 1981 and 1989, the process would have taken much longer. Further, as a movement for democracy, solidarity was also a huge success. Solidarity paid a stiff price for this success. It failed apart in the process of creating pluralistic democracy. If solidarity had remained united, perhaps the communists will not be as strong as they are today, but this will not be a pluralistic democracy. Several lessons emerge from solidarity success. Firstly, there is no substitute for the will of a tyrannized population to retake the control of its own destiny. Secondly, even the most doctrinaire and rigid regime has internal fissures which widen under stress. Solidarity pressures brought the conflicts within police communism to the surface. Finally, the universal ideals, democracy and social justice can only be achieved in culturally specific forms. Poland's Catholics and secularists, hour of Polish traditions, came together to reclaim their nation's history. The work of the policy worker and that the policy intellectual accomplished what may thought will never happen. Poland is a country with a history of uprising, all of which failed. So try to understand one thing here. Whenever we are talking about this, what we find, what is important? Huh. Hello? So try to understand one thing. ଯେ ଆମେ ଯାହା ଆଲୋଚନା କଲେ ମୁଖ୍ୟତଃ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ କଥା ଗୋଟେ ଜାତିର ସ୍ୱାଧୀନତା କଥା ଆନ୍ଦୋଳନ କରୁଛେ ସେ ହଙ୍ଗେରୀ ହଉ ପୋଲାଣ୍ଡ ହଉ ଚେକ୍ ରିପବ୍ଲିକ ହଉ ବା ଆମେ କମ୍ୟୁନିଷ୍ଟର ଫଲ୍ କଥା ହଉ ରାଇଜ୍ କଥା ହଉ ସବୁ ସିଷ୍ଟମରେ ସବୁ ସ୍ପିୟରରେ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ହେଉଛି କ'ଣ କ'ଣ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ନା କିପରି ଭାବରେ ଗାନ୍ଧୀଙ୍କର ଯେଉଁ ଆଦର୍ଶ ଥିଲା ବ୍ୟବହାର କରାଯାଇଛି କନସାଇନ୍ସ ଯେଉଁ ବିବେକ କଥା କହୁଛି କନସାଇନ୍ସ ହ୍ୱାଟ conscience is God. Mahatma Gandhi advocates conscience is God. Catholics, conscience. What do you find there? Catholic conscience. Try to understand one thing. Come to the conclusion. Develop your clarity of thoughts. One thing you might have known. Mahatma Gandhi speaks about the religious interference in politics. What does it mean? କାହିଁ ଧର୍ମ ସହିତ ରାଜନୀତି ଜଡ଼ିତ ହେବ? Who can say? Can you reply? Who can reply this? Suchismita. Suchismita, Arundhati, Chinmayi, are you listening to me or not? Hello,
Yes, sir.
please give answer. My question is here. My question is here. Why Gandhi speaks religion should be associated with politics? Please tell me. Why religion should be associated with politics? Please tell me. Hello, Rasmita. Try to understand one thing. What is the cause behind it? Why religion is associated with politics? Why religion is mixed with politics? Please tell me. Please tell me why religion mixed with politics. Why Gandhi was favor of this? You might have one thing. At this present days, whenever we are talking about BJP, thus anyone may give the comments religious interference, politics in the name of religion, politics in the name of gods. But Gandhi speaks about the interference of religion. And Gandhiji was the supreme commander of our freedom struggle, and he is a man of Congress. He was the leader of Congress. He took leadership of the Congress. But Congress is criticizing Bharatiya Janata Party. That Bharatiya Janata Party speaks about political participation through the means of religion. So what is the cause behind it? If you will give your answer regarding this, automatically I'd say everything is okay. କୁହ କାହିଁକି ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ କହୁଥିଲେ ଧର୍ମ ସହିତ ରାଜନୀତି ଜଡ଼ିତ ହେବା ଉଚିତ? ସେ ଧର୍ମକୁ କ'ଣ ଧରୁଥିଲେ? ଧର୍ମକୁ ନୀତିଶାସ୍ତ୍ର ଭାବରେ ଗ୍ରହଣ କରୁଥିଲେ।
ରିଲିଜିୟସ୍ ଦ୍ୱାରା ମାନେ ମୋରାଲ ଭ୍ୟାଲୁ ଟା ଡେଭଲପ ହୁଏ ସେଥିପାଇଁ
ସେ yes good ମାନେ ଅରୁନ୍ଧତୀ ଥ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ୟୁ। ସେ ରିଲିଜିୟନ କହୁଥିଲେ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ରିଲିଜିୟସ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ୱେ in order to develop morality. Morality and legality. These are two things. Legal rules, moral rules. Legal rules. What are the sources of legal rules? Constitution, the law of the lands. Constitution is the law of the lands. Court is the guardian of the constitution. Now court runs every court. There may be High Court or Supreme Court, any subordinate courts that runs. These courts are running through in accordance of the Constitution. They are the savior of the Constitution. Legislature is the law-making organ. But my question is, what is morality? Everything you cannot get in legal matter or legality or in Constitution. Even if something is not written in our Constitution, something you may not find in your legal principles, so far as judiciary behavior is concerned. So how the things will materialize? That means the morality. ନୈତିକତା ଗୋଟେ ଆଇନ, ଦୁଇଟା ତଫାତ। ନୈତିକତା ଧର୍ମ ସହିତ ଜଡ଼ିତ। ଆଇନଟା ତଥାକଥିତ ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥାପକ ବା ଲେଜିସ୍ଲେଚର ଯାହା କିଛି ତିଆରି କରିଛି। ଆମର ନ୍ୟାୟପାଳିକା ରହିଛି ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥାପକ ଦ୍ୱାରା ଅନୁମୋଦିତ ହୋଇଥିବା ଆଇନକୁ ରକ୍ଷା କରିବା ପାଇଁ। ସେ ସୁପ୍ରିମକୋର୍ଟ ହଉ, ହାଇକୋର୍ଟ ହଉ ବା ଏନି ସବର୍ଡିନେଟ୍ କୋର୍ଟ किंतु सबु कथा आईन रे नहीं तुम्हें भी अरुंधति हो बच्चन मई सुचिस्मिता लॉ पढ़ी तो तुम्हें कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन पढ़ी तो जो मान तुम सांग मध्य एलएलबी बा एडवोकेट करिया पे चेष्टा करथिबे सेनको पचार सबु समस्यार समाधान आईन परिसर भीतर नहीं बेले बेले हमको नैतिकतार साहाय्य नाउ पड़िबो दैट इज द कंसाइंस एवं से नैतिकता सुदृढ़ हुए थ्रू व्हाट्स रिलीजन रिलीजन आइडियल जिनस अछि नैतिकता अछि फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू विल ओपन द पेजेस ऑफ रामायण what you will find there Bhagavan Sri Ram is there Bhagavan Sri Ram is a great worshipper of his parents then means see how he served to his subjects how he serves to the people so this is the ideal things so if anybody will read Ramayana and will join in politics and if will follow the ideal things automatically that person may be an ideal person but we should not mix it in wrong way as why the other parties are blaming BJP sometimes religion becoming the slogan religion is there and conscience in another way why try to understand in my last class I have given a case study with Suchismita regarding the crisis of urea so far as the farmers movement is concerned. In last class, there was a discussion regarding movements, farmer movements, ecological movements, environmental movements, displacement movements. So what do we get in that class? What was the result? Actually, the fact was, try to understand one thing, that we have learned तेणु आम जाना उचित जे क्लास आम कौन देखिले कौन कहली यूरिया रे ना घोर अभाव घटी समस्ते सरकारी कर्मचारी मैंने बोनस पाइले दरमा आगुआ पाइगले समस्ते पाइले दरमा तुम्हें भितर किए चाकरी कर अरुण चाकरी कर कि
Yes, sir.
कौन कर
I am a primary teacher.
प्राइमेरी टीचर थैंक यू तुम्हें एने पीजी कर बीडी करथबो पीजीटी हो संगे संगे प्राइमरी रु पळेबो पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट पी रहिबो पी स्टैंड्स पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट सेमती चिन्मय अच्छा चिन्मयी तुम्हें सर्विस कर कि हेलो
No, sir.
हाँ हेलो
Nine, sir.
अच्छा जो हाँ जो मैंने सर्विस कर बर्तमान अरुंधति सर्विस कर आज है 29 तारीख से 27 तारीख दरमा पाई तुम्हें चिन्मयी आ सुचिस्मिता चाकरी करना कि ना तुम जानी उचित जो मैंने फार्मर्स रही सोसाइटी जो मैंने अन्नदाता आम कौच कह भाषण कौच आम पॉलिटिकल साइंस पढ़ुचे आम पॉलिटिकल साइंस डिसाइपल आम से भाषण द्वारा बेसी मोटिवेटेड होबानी कि आम भाषण दे समस्त आरेस्ट करदे कारण आम पॉलिटिशियंस आम आरेस्ट करदे से पॉलिटिशियंस स्टूडेंट मानक कहुए अधा वकिल खाली एलएलबी टा ना प्राक्ट करना कि तुम वकिल पाठ जा मोर सब सी तेना आम जाने कौन मुझे नन भावलेंट आटीट्यूड कथा कहली अहिंसा मध्यम शांति प्रतिष्ठा हे केमती प्रतिष्ठा हे आपण चाकरी कर जो मैंने रेलवे चाकरी कर अरुंधत तो आगुआ दरमा खाली पाइले रेलवे चाकरी कर नियर अबाउट 3 मासर दरमा पाइले घरे बस कृषकटी जी चाष कर कौन पाइला दुर्गा माँ केवल कौन धनी लोक कह ता माने भगवान ए खाली धनी लोक गरीब लोक नुहति बोली आम कह कहीं जो मान पैसा अच्छी से धनी पूजा करेंगे आ जो चाषीटी यूरिया तो पाऊनी बिल सार पकई पारनी चाष केमती हम ता मुंडे चिंता से कौन पूजा कर पूजा कर मानसिक अवस्था भल ना सी आशीर्वाद पाइबनी ଏବଂ ଦେଖିବେ ଭଗବାନ ମା ଦୁର୍ଗା ଦେଖିବେ ଯିଏ ଚାକିରିଆ ଲୋକ ଆଗରୁ ଦରମା ଫରମା ପାଇଛି ଭଲ ଡ୍ରେସ୍ ଫ୍ରେସ୍ ପିନ୍ଧିଲା ଘରେ ଦୁର୍ଗା ପୂଜା ସେଲିବ୍ରେଟ୍ କଲେ ଭୋଗରାଗ କଲେ ମା ବି ଖୁସି ହେବେ ଯାହା ହଉ ବଢ଼ିଆ ହେଲା ଆଉ ଚାଷୀ ପାଖରେ କିଛି ନାହିଁ ଆଉ ଦିସ୍ ଇଜ୍ ଦ ମୋରାଲିଟି and legality the point of discussion so far as this test is concerned ଏଇଠି କଥା ଆସିଲା ନୈତିକତାର କଥା ଯେକୌଣସି ସରକାର ହଉନା କାହିଁକି ଆମେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ପଢୁଛେ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କୁ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚିନ୍ ଉଠିପାରିବ ସମସ୍ତଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ଆମେ ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବା ଉଚିତ ଆମେ ଭାରତ ମାତା କି ଜୟ କଲା ବେଳେ ଭାରତ ମାତାଙ୍କ ସମସ୍ତ ସନ୍ତାନ କଥା ଚିନ୍ତା କରିବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ଖାଲି ଗୋଟିଏ ବର୍ଗର କଥା ଚିନ୍ତା କଲା ହେବନି ତେଣୁ ଆମକୁ କାହିଁକି କ୍ରାଇସିସ୍ ହେବ କାହିଁକି ଗାଁରେ ରହୁଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ କାହିଁକି ସଫରିଂ ହେବେ କାହିଁକି ଅର୍ବାନାଇଜେସନ ହେଉଛି ସହରୀକରଣ କାହିଁକି ଅନଏମ୍ପ୍ଲୟମେଣ୍ଟ ରାଇଜ୍ କରୁଛି ଏହିସବୁ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମର ନିରାକରଣ ନନ୍ ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ୱେରେ ହେଇପାରିବ ଅହିଂସା ମାଧ୍ୟମରେ ହେଇପାରିବ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଟ୍ରୁଥ୍ ସିକର ହେବା ଟ୍ରୁଥ୍ ସିକର ମାନେ ସତ୍ୟକୁ ପାଳନ କରିବା ଏବଂ ନନ୍ ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଅହିଂସା ବାଟରେ ଯିବା ନହେଲେ କିଛି ହେଇପାରିବନି ଆମେ ଖାଲି ଭାଷଣରେ ସେଟା ରହିଯିବ ସୀମିତ ରହିଯିବ ଆମେ ଯଦି ବାଟରେ ଗଲାବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଦୁଃଖୀ ରଙ୍କି ବା ଯେଉଁମାନେ ଆପଦ ବିପଦରେ ପଡ଼ିଛନ୍ତି ବା ଜଣେ କୃଷକକୁ ଦେଖିଲେ ଯଦି ଆମ ଦୟା ଅନୁକମ୍ପା ସୃଷ୍ଟି ନହେଲା ତାହେଲେ ଆମ ଜୀବନଟା ହିଁ ବ୍ୟର୍ଥ ହେଇଗଲା ମୁଁ ଯେତିକି ଜାଣିଛି ମହାତ୍ମା ଗାନ୍ଧୀ ମଧ୍ୟ କହିଛନ୍ତି ଯେ ତୁମେ ଯେକୌଣସି ପଦପଦବୀରେ ଥାଅ ନା କାହିଁକି ଭାବିବା ଉଚିତ ମୁଁ ସବୁଠୁ ଗରିବ ଲୋକଙ୍କୁ ଯେଉଁ ଦେଖିଛି ତାର କ'ଣ ଉପକାର କରିପାରୁଛି ତେଣୁ ମୁଁ ପାଠ ପଢ଼ଉଛି ଗୋଟେ ଗରିବ ପିଲା ତାର କ'ଣ ମୁଁ ସାହାଯ୍ୟ କରିପାରିଛି ସେଇଠି ମୋରାଲିଟିର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଆସେ ନୈତିକତାର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଆସେ ନୈତିକତା ସହିତ ନନ୍ ଭାଓଲେଣ୍ଟର ସମ୍ପର୍କ ରହିଛି ନୈତିକତା ସହିତ ସତ୍ୟର ସମ୍ପର୍କ ରହିଛି ନୈତିକତା ସହିତ ଅହିଂସାର ସମ୍ପର୍କ ରହିଛି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ନୈତିକତା ଦୃଷ୍ଟିରୁ ଆଇନ ନାହିଁ ଠିକ ଅଛି ଆଇନ ନାହିଁ ବୋଲି ଲୋକ ଦଣ୍ଡିତ ହବ ସେ ଲୋକ ସେ ବି ସେବା ଦେଇଛି କାମ କରିଛି ସବୁ କରିଛି ଆମେ ତାକୁ କାହିଁକି ନ୍ୟାୟ ନଦେବା ବହୁତ କେସ୍ ଦେଖେ ବହୁତ ପିଲା ସଫର ହେଉଛନ୍ତି ଡେଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ବାର୍ଥ ପାଇଁ ଡେଟ୍ ଅଫ୍ ବାର୍ଥ ତାଙ୍କର କ'ଣ ମାଟ୍ରିକରେ ଭୁଲ ହେଇଯାଇଛି ପରେ ଜାଣିଲେ ଠିକ୍ ଅଛି ବିଭିନ୍ନ ବାଟରେ ଠିକ୍ କଲାବେଳକୁ କ'ଣ ନା ହେଇପାରିବନି ଆମର ସେ ନିୟମ ନାହିଁ କୋର୍ଟରେ ଜଣେ କେସ୍ କରୁଛି ଲିମିଟେସନ୍ ବାଉଣ୍ଡ୍ରି ସେ କଟିଯାଉଛି ଯଦି ଓକିଲ ତାର ଆଡ଼ଭୋକେଟ୍ ତାକୁ ଜଣେଇଲେନି କ୍ଲାଏଣ୍ଟ ଜାଣିପାରିଲାନି ତାକୁ ଆଭଏଡ଼ କଲେ ସେ ବି ସଫରିଂ ହେଉଛି ସେଇଠି ସବୁ ନୈତିକତାର ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଉଠେ ଯେ ଜଣେ କ'ଣ ଫେସ୍ କରିଛି କ'ଣ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ୍ ଅଛି ତାକୁ ଆମେ ଯଦି ନ ବୁଝି ନ ଆସୁଛି ଆମେ ଯଦି ତାର ଉପରେ ଦଣ୍ଡ ବିଧାନ କରିଦେବା ସେଟା ଠିକ୍ ହେବନି ତେଣୁ ସେଥିପାଇଁ ଆମକୁ ମାନେ ଦିଟା ଲ ଉପରେ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱ ଦେବାକୁ ପଡ଼ିବ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ନୈତିକତାର ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ହେଉଛି ଆଇନଗତ ନହେଲେ ଆମର ବିକାଶ ଅସମ୍ଭବ ହେଇଯିବ ଏଇ ସମ୍ପର୍କରେ ଆମେ ଯଦି ପଢ଼ିବା ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ଯେଉଁ ଚାପ୍ଟର ଗୁଡ଼ିକ ସବୁ ରହିଛି ସବୁ ଚାପ୍ଟର ହିଁ ଗୁରୁତ୍ୱପୂର୍ଣ୍ଣ ଚାପ୍ଟର ରହିଛି କାରଣ ସବୁଠି ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଛୁ ରହିଛି ବ୍ୟବସ୍ଥା ରହିଛି ସେ ଆମେ କେମିତି ବିକାଶ କରିପାରିବା ମୂଳ କଥା ରଖ ଜଳ ଉପରେ ୱାଟର କନଜରଭେସନ୍ ଯଦି କୁହେ ଆମେ ଅଯଥାରେ ପାଣି ବିନିଯୋଗ କରୁଛୁ ୱାଟର ସେଟ୍ ମ୍ୟାନେଜମେଣ୍ଟ ନଦୀ ବନ୍ୟା ହେଉଛି ବର୍ଷା ଦିନେ ପାଣିଟାକୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ କଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋଲ କରି ରଖିପାରନ୍ତେ ବନ୍ଧ କରିପାରନ୍ତେ ୟୁଟିଲାଇଜ୍ କରିପାରନ୍ତେ ଯେଉଁଟାକି ଆମର ଭୂପୃଷ୍ଠର ଜଳସ୍ତର କମତାନି କାହିଁକି ନା ୱାଟର କନଜରଭେସନ୍ ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ ସେଇଟା ବି ମୁଭମେଣ୍ଟ water conservation, water dispute movement. Bright example, or you may take a case study. You may take a case study regarding what Chhattisgarh and Odisha, what happened regarding the Mahanadi disputes. Now there is a double engine circle. The government you can find in the center, BJP, that also same party is also in our state. Why problem is not solving? What is the problem is there? So there should be a negotiable settlement. ଆମେ ଯଦି କରିପାରିବା if and there will be water conservation, automatically the people will get more benefits and the society will develop. So the water conservation movement is an attempt to protecting our traditional methods of water conservation. What are the traditional methods? Try to understand. so far pond is concerned. Even if your tendency, what watershed management is concerned, try to understand the traditional knowledge system were overshadowed by the big developmental projects of the state. The movements also bring forth an alternative to the existing dominant models of development. The over exploitation of the groundwater for industrial purposes causes drastic decrease in the availability of water. With globalization in progress, big water market lobbies and their attempts to commodify water have changed the symbiotic relationship between the nature and man. Indeed, the poor sections in the society are the victims of this new colonial exploitation. The overexploitation of the groundwater for industrial purposes causes drastic decreases in the availability of water. With globalization in process, big water market lobbies and their attempts to commodify water have changed the symbiotic relationship between the nature and man. So try to understand. Actually, these things have emphasized the importance of groundwater sources for sustainability of humanity and life forms on the planet Earth, posting the development in a people friendly and nature friendly perspective. So, in this sense, the most important thing is here social awareness is mostly essential. If there will not be proper social awareness, automatically we cannot get better results regarding this. Because here you can find the moments in the society enrich people's cooperation and coordination by asserting their rights, and these deprived sections develop a new democratic culture in the society. A sound democracy cannot be established from the top to the bottom, but through people's initiative, initiatives, participation, and empowerment. The social movements in the society are the outcome of the failed proposals of the modern state. People's initiatives change the society without the support from the state. So, in accordance with the new liberal dictates, that is, the role of the state has changed from the major source of provider in the society towards the facilitator for the global finance capital. Then another thing is here. This is very important. So far as that means the situation is concerned, whenever prohibition as a political demand is concerned, that means you can find one thing that Gandhi became a staunch opponent of, that means what, drugs, liquors, alcohols, because for the bitter episodes associated with the alcoholics. So try to understand so far as the topic is concerned. I am just giving you some hints So, in nutshell, alcohol ruins one physically, morally, intellectually, and economically. That means it was appointed dictator for 1 hour for our India. The first thing, that means whenever we are talking about the importance of, that means public opinion in the West predominantly in favor of moderate drinking rather for the total absence. That means both Gandhi and Kumarappa. Try to understand. That means Bharatan Kumarappa is one of the most articulate exponents of Gandhian ideals and true reason, and he has published a collection of essays, that is the book Why Provision. So both Gandhi and Kumarappa were of the firm view that one of the reasons why men drink is economic amelioration of the socio-economic conditions coupled with provision of social amenities like clubs, playgrounds, parks, and other recreation and entertainment facilities will help to win away from liquor those with idle time, the laborers in particular. So Kumar Pal considers liquor taxation as unjust and iniquitous. It helps the contractors who bid for license and who are in cost to sell the maximum. So try to understand regarding the social legislation like provision which cannot succeed without public cooperation. So here you can find that Kumarpa states provision will remain a date late, so long as the people do nothing about it. An evil like provision cannot be wiped off by mere legislation. Then try to understand another thing is here that is very important so far as the current scenario is concerned, because especially a begin price uh, for the affluence and acceptable leisure activity for the middle class and a variable curse of the poor for cash strapped states saddled with the populist programs. Revenue from liquor is the new mantra of political correctness. Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh hold a monopoly in the sale of liquor to retail outlets, running it as a state enterprise. So I'll try to understand one thing is here. That means, well, there has been a steady increase in the production and consumption of liquor manufactured. So the same time from Gujarat and in the west to Tamil Nadu and down south and Assam, the northeast, and even if one thing you can find that extreme policies of prohibition and the current permissive strategies are both counterproductive. There is a need for a nuanced approach integrating both the regulation of alcohol production and sale on one hand, whilst rigorously reinforcing public health regulations on the other. The goal of sustainable and effective alcohol policy can only be achieved by coordinated action by multiple stakeholders. While complete prohibition has been shown to be a failure, the current permissiveness without the enforcement of regulations also represents a lack of responsibility. Case Jacob, the very nature of alcohol is such that the potential for misuse is always present. It leaves scope for chronic public health problems in the country, and the mandatory codes for alcohol retailing and implementation of top measures which will curb irresponsible waste by expanding retail outlets, popularly known as belt shops, will reduce the risk associated with illegal consumption by restricting new entrants and by preventing excessive consumption by habitual drinkers. It is also necessary to prevent the location of liquor shops in the proximity of religious and educational institutions. So try to understand. So far as the educational institution is concerned, a religious institution is concerned, and there will be liquor shop. What will happen? Automatically, the environment will be totally disturbed. The people may not get the proper result, the sanctity or blessings as they require, so far as the peace of mind is concerned. So there has been a considerable research of a rigorous nature in the Western countries about estimates of social costs to the nation of the congestion of alcohol and how these costs should be treated to taxes and duties by the government. India is lagging far behind in such endeavors, which will provide inputs for rational public policy making. So, in many states in India, women groups have been demanding devolution of power to local bodies in controlling access to liquor license of vendors and provisions of treatment services to alcoholics. If this demand is considered, communities will have the right to decide whether to have or not to have liquor. So, a related suggestion is on community, particularly so far as the participatory approaches as concerned. Government regulation be supplemented by community-based participatory approaches, especially through women self-help groups in dealing with alcohol misuse. Dear students, some communication problems are there. Okay. Hello, you are all listening to me or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I am very much thankful to you. So far as this online class is concerned, there are some merits and demerits also. Even if you are in your home and you are attending the class, but the demerits are you might have known so far as your internet problem is concerned or your feasibility is concerned, your surrounding is concerned. These are the problems. So try to understand. So far as we are going to conclude our topic, only 4 to 5 minutes are here. So most important thing is here. So far as this topic is concerned, whenever we are speaking about non-violent methods and non-violent means to solve the different problems in our society. So how can we solve? If the people will secure a good life, automatically, automatically there will be a normal situation, or the people may maintain an ideal life. There should be the application of conscience in the way of their behavior. Automatically, everything will be successful. So, in this sense, I am talking with you. Like that is last but not the least, that the case of study, so far as the provision is concerned, this has an attempt. This has an important place in Gandhi's vision of India. He felt that alcoholism is an unmitigated evil, and when it becomes a habit, multiple pathological consequences follow. Gandhi suggested a threefold pronged approach in dealing with the problem of drinks, take legal steps against illicit distillation, and follow them. That means follow them up with effective enforcement through a special agency, provision for punishment of those who are found drunk in streets or other public places, with a substantial fine and imprisonment in case of repeaters. So another thing is here. So far as the case study regarding the anti-liquor movement is concerned in Andhra Pradesh, that describes the efforts at grassroots from women of the lowest social strata, the victims of liquor addiction, of their main folks in initiating the movement and how it was sustained by voluntary organizations, political outfits, and the print media. So, last but not the least, my dear students, please remember one thing, that whenever we are discussing about the different aspects or different topics of the analysis, so far our study is concerned, we should be conscious regarding the facts and the problems that we are going to face and how to solve. So, in this way, there should be a balance between morality and also the principles which laid by down in the constitution, and everything we have to remember to follow the Gandhian approach in our way of life. Hello, my dear students. I am very much thankful to you all for your patient participation in our class. So, if you do have any doubts, please raise questions. I may try to solve your doubts. So, in this sense, so far as the topic is concerned, this is a very important topic, and I do feel proud that I have been able to discuss with you regarding Gandhiji and his approaches towards our social life is concerned. Have you any doubts? Suchismita, Chinmayi, and Arundhati, please tell me if you do have any doubts. We have to clarify our doubts. Otherwise, we have to conclude our class. And if you do require more classes, please tell your, that means nearest study center or regional center of our education. So far as IGRO Regional Center, Bhubaneswar. So there may be further classes. So far as your doubts and further improvement is concerned. ଯାହା କହୁଛି ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛୁ ନା ଶୁଣିପାରୁନା? ହ୍ୟାଲୋ ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତା, ଅରୁନ୍ଧତୀ, ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତା ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛ? ତୁମର କିଛି ପ୍ରଶ୍ନ ଅଛି କି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା ଶୁଣିପାରୁଛି।
ଅରୁନ୍ଧତୀ, ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତା କଣ ପଚାର? ଆମେ କ୍ଲାସ ସାରିବା, ସମୟ ହେଇଗଲା। ଆମେ ଯଦି ଆହୁରି କ୍ଲାସ ଚାହିଁବା ତୁମେ ମଧ୍ୟ କହିପାରିବ। ଆଚ୍ଛା ସୁଚିସ୍ମିତା, କ୍ଲାସ ତମ କେମିତି ହେଲା? କ୍ଲାସ ତ ତୁମେ ବୁଝିପାରୁଛ ନା ବୁଝିପାରୁନା?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ବୁଝିପାରୁଛି।
What do you feel regarding my class?
ନାଇଁ ଭେରି ଗୁଡ୍,
ହ୍ୟାଲୋ।
ଭଲ ଅଛି।
ଆଚ୍ଛା ଆମେ ଯଦି ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କ୍ଲାସ ଚାହିଁବ, ପଢାପଢି କରିବାକୁ ଚାହିଁବ, ତ କ୍ଲାସ କିଛି କରିପାରିବନି, କଣ୍ଟାକ୍ଟ କରିବ। ହେଲେ ଆମେ ତୁମର ଡିମାଣ୍ଡ ଅଛି ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ଆହୁରି କଣ୍ଟିନ୍ୟୁ କରିବା ହେଲା।
ଆଜ୍ଞା ଆଜ୍ଞା
ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ କ୍ଲାସ କନକ୍ଲୁଡ କରିବା। ଓକେ, କ୍ଲାସ ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ସାରିବା।
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. Suchismita, class ସାରିବା। Now, have you any question?
ନାଇଁ ନାଇଁ ସାର୍ ସବୁ କ୍ଲିୟର ଅଛି। ସାରିଆ କ୍ଲାସ।
ଆଉ ଯଦି question କିଛି ହୁଏ, ମୋର ବି you keep my phone number 9439967595. You may call me. I may try to solve your problems.
ଆଉ ଥରେ କୁହନ୍ତୁ ତ।
9439967595.
ଆଜ୍ଞା
399 675
675
95.
95। Thank you, sir.
Tell me.
9439967595।
If you have any problem, you may call me. I may try to solve your problems. Thank you all. Happy Dasara. My best wishes to you all for your Durga Puja celebration, Dasara Mohotshav and Kumar Purnima. Thank you all.